Hello world, Cossy here with a roundup of this week's Geek movie news. Now apologies first off for this video being a little bit late, and a combination of some problems with my internet and also the fact that I had sunstroke after what was a lovely weekend last weekend in the UK. So sorry about that, but moving quickly on, we're starting off this week with, as you can see behind me, Captain America. So Captain America hit cinemas in the UK on the 29th of this month, so just a couple of weeks to wait for everyone who is really excited about this movie, like myself. So 29th of this month, that's when it's hitting cinemas in the UK. And yeah, there's been a little bit of news. A TV spot for the movie has been seen online, and it shows what looks like modern day explorers discovering Cap's shield in ice in the Arctic. Now, for those of you who don't know, the majority of this movie is going to be a World War II era movie, but it's going to be bookended, start and finish, with modern day scenes. So this has probably been taken from either end of the movie. Obviously Cap needs to be in the modern day heading into that Avengers movie next year, so it's looking good. I'm going to drop the link to it down in the description box below. Go and have a look, comment, tell me what you think about it. Next up we have The Incredible Hulk. Now for those of you like me who thought the last Incredible Hulk movie was a good one, a lot better than the Ang Lee Hulk from the earlier 2000s, you're going to be disappointed that there's not going to be a sequel, at least not on the big screen anyway. It seems that The Incredible Hulk is heading back to television. Guillermo del Toro, for those of you who think that name rings a bell, he was the guy who directed Pan's Labyrinth and the Hellboy movies. He is going to be executive producer of the Incredible Hulk TV series from Marvel. He says that a new outline of the series has been sent to ABC and they like it. ABC is the network in the States that's probably going to be showing the Incredible Hulk TV series, and that Marvel, they've greenlit it. They want it out by the fall of 2012, so not that long after the Avengers movie. We could be seeing an Incredible Hulk TV show. Sounds interesting. Moving on. The Wolverine, the Wolverine 2, a little bit of news, just a snippet really. Hugh Jackman was interviewed on a Toronto radio station called CHFI last week, and he mentioned that the film will be shooting starting October, looking for an October of 2012 release, so exactly a year after shooting. And yeah, this sounds good. I mean, more positive news. We've already heard about the script getting good reviews from Chris Claremont, and now we hear that there's a possible 2012 October release for the movie. If this film's good, if it does well, don't be shocked if an X-Men First Class sequel pops out the year after. Maybe they'll call it Second Class, who knows? It's just what I'm thinking at the moment. Moving on. Thor. Now, Thor 2 in particular, a lot of news this week. First of all, Chris Hemsworth has said he will definitely be in Thor 2, as well as obviously the Avengers movie, which is good news. And it looks like the release date for the second Thor movie is going to be July of 2013. Provisional dates that they're saying online is July the 26th, but obviously these are only provisional dates. The film hasn't even gone into production yet. But we could see Thor 2 as early as July 2013, which is sounding good. Some bad news though, Kenneth Branagh will not be directing the second Thor movie. Now, I thought he was influential in getting the tone and the style right for the first Thor movie, but unfortunately he has not been selected to direct the second movie. Whether the second movie is going to spend a lot more time on Earth rather than Asgard, I don't know, but sad to see that Kenneth Branagh won't be coming back to the Thor franchise. Marvel apparently has selected a writer for the screenplay for the second movie, and that's going to be Don Payne. For those of you who don't know, he was a script contributor for the first Thor movie, and he also co-wrote the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer movie for Marvel, so they've worked with him before. They obviously trust him, they've seen the work he's done, and yeah, let's hope he can get us a good follow-up to what was a brilliant movie this year with Thor. Moving on again to a movie that I did a review of last week, and that is Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon. Now, Transformers 3 apparently has taken the third biggest international 6-day box office of all time. It took $398.1 million, okay, 6 days. which is massive. Which, you know, if that kind of box office continues in the coming weeks, don't be surprised if we see a Transformers 4, even though, as I said in my review, it might be difficult to really go there. One thing that will happen if there is a Transformers 4, though, is we won't see Shia LaBeouf. He's confirmed that he's not interested in doing any more Transformers movies. As much as he has enjoyed them and enjoys working with Michael Bay, he's decided that this last movie is going to be his last Transformers movie. Obviously, if they offer him a shed load of money, that might change, but at the moment, no Shia LaBeouf in any possible Transformers sequels. Next up, we've got The Hobbit. Now, less news, more images, really, for the Hobbit movie, and courtesy of Empire magazine. Let's have a look. There he is. We've got Sir Ian McKellen as Gandalf. Yeah, this image is getting me excited for the movies, as all of the images that have been released so far are. I'm hoping that these two films can really be as amazing as the book and as the Lord of the Rings films were. So yeah, fingers crossed, guys. Looking good so far. Keep it up. Next up, a franchise I've not spoken about before on Geek Movie News, and that is Pride, Prejudice and Zombies. Now, for those of you who don't know, this was a spoof novel which was also released as a graphic novel in 2009, set in Jane Austen's classic characters in a zombie-filled Regency-era England. They're going to make a movie of it, and apparently Emma Stone has been cast in the lead role in this movie. For those of you who don't know who Emma Stone is, she was in Zombieland, she's in Easy A, and she's going to be in the upcoming Spider-Man reboot. So, yeah, I think she's a great actress. Doesn't help that she's very doesn't hinder even that she's very attractive. But yeah, she genuinely is a very good actress, unlike some of the actresses I've spoken about in some of my reviews in the past. So this could be a good one. Emma Stone, good casting. What do you think? Next, probably a franchise not a lot of people know about, a comic book franchise called Wake the Dead. Now, Wake the Dead is a modern day interpretation of the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein story, and it has been picked up to be made into a movie. Now, the movie's going to be directed by Jay Russell, and it's been picked up by Slash of Guns N' Roses and Velvet Revolver fame's new movie company, which is called Slasher Films. It also has apparently picked up a lead man, and that lead man is Haley Joel Osment. For those of you who think that name sounds familiar, he was the kid in the Sixth Sense movie. So he's apparently going to be the lead man in this Wake the Dead movie. Sounds good to me. I've not read the comic book. I'm hoping to maybe pick it up beforehand. Maybe we should all do that. But yeah, modern day interpretation of Frankenstein. What are you thinking, guys? Could be a good one. Moving on. Lots of news this week for the second G.I. Joe movie, which apparently is going to be called Cobra Strikes. Now, start off with casting news. First of all, the RZA. Anyone who doesn't know, the RZA is a rapper. He's part of the Wu-Tang Clan. He has been cast as a martial arts master called Blind Master. Secondly, Adrian Palicki, who was the person who was going to play Wonder Woman in the proposed TV series, which the pilot episode got rejected by Fox recently. She's going to be playing Lady J. Be interested to see if she keeps her long hair or if she goes for the traditional Lady J look of the very short cropped hair. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see when the movie comes out, I guess. And thirdly, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the former WWE wrestler turned action star in recent years. He's going to be playing Roadblock. So, yeah, some good casting there. Tell me what you think, but I'm liking the idea of those three playing those characters. One other bit of news, and it's kind of a casting news, and it might be a surprise to some people who've seen the first movie, is that the only returning cast member from the first movie is going to be Channing Tatum. Everyone else apparently has not been offered a contract to return to the franchise. So this makes the film kind of a sequel reboot combination. Maybe other studios want to do that with second movies of franchises that didn't quite make the money they were expecting. Warner Brothers, I'm looking at you. Green Lantern 2, who knows? Just saying. But yeah, interesting anyway. Next up, we've got 300, the 300 prequel, which apparently now has a name, and that is 300 Battle of Artemisia. It did originally go under a different name, which was a lot less simple to pronounce, but this is the name they're apparently going for now. It's going to be written again by Zack Snyder and Kurt Johnstad, although Snyder's not going to be directing the new 300 prequel. So that's sad to see. I think he did a great job of it, as he has done with other movies he's made, like the Watchmen movie, and no doubt he'll do well with this proposed Man of Steel Superman reboot, but he won't be involved in the direction anyway of this new 300 prequel. Instead, quite a lot of names have been banded around online. No Murrow and Joan Colette Serra seem to be the two most common that a lot of websites are talking about, but nothing's confirmed, so we're just going to have to wait and see. It's going to be a lot of speculation, and once anything concrete is released, obviously I'll let you know as soon as I know. Moving on. Preacher. Now this is a comic book franchise that I recently have read from the start to the finish, thanks to a friend of mine letting me borrow the complete volumes of it. Thank you, Jack. What can I say about Preacher? It's a great comic book franchise. If you don't know much about it, I'm not going to spoil it, but I think you should, give this a chance. Maybe go and get it from your local library, buy the first volume, have a read of it. Lots of twists and turns, not what you'd expect from a comic book called Preacher either. But yeah, MTV News have been discussing with Shia LaBeouf about his possible involvement in a Preacher movie. Now, Shia LaBeouf is a massive Preacher fan. He's apparently been looking at some script treatments and extracts, and yeah, he's kind of pitching his name in to play the lead character in the Preacher movie. For me, I don't think he would be the right choice. Obviously, I don't get to pick, but this is just my opinion. I don't think he'd be the right person to play the lead character in this movie. I know he's a big fan, but a lot of people that I've spoken to and me, we're kind of sick of seeing Shia LaBeouf in these geeky movies now. We've seen him in Transformers, 3 of those. We saw him in Indiana Jones. I think maybe we need a bit of a rest. We've got a bit of Shia LaBeouf hangover. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be throwing a name into the hat for this movie. We'll just have to wait and see. But so far, Shia LaBeouf's put his name in. I think, fingers crossed he doesn't get it. Maybe that's a bit harsh. But swiftly moving on to the last thing I need to talk about today, and that is Red. Now, I've mentioned this movie before. It's a fantastic movie. Doesn't follow the comic book as closely as a lot of other comic book movies, but that doesn't take anything away from this film itself. This film is brilliant. I've got it on Blu-ray. You can pick it up fairly cheap on DVD nowadays, and anyone who hasn't seen it needs to go out and see it. But it's been confirmed that Red 2 is in development. The producer, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, was talking to MTV News about it. Apparently it's in development. A lot of the original cast have signed on, and there's going to be some new characters as well introduced. So, yeah, hopefully they can do as well with this sequel as they did with the first one. Fingers crossed, because I'm quite a big fan of this movie. That's about everything for this week's Geek Movie News, guys. As always, I'm going to say, if you like this video, down there's the like button. You need to be clickety-clacking on it. Comment, subscribe, favourite, and hey, share this video with your friends. Until next time, au revoir.